Tonight on NewsNation Prime, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau making a trek to Mar-a-Lago amid tariff threats. The dinner with President-elect Trump hoping to turn the tide as a 25% tariff is on the table for Canada. More on the meeting and the implications for the U.S. with just over 50 days until Trump's inauguration. For more political analysis, we're welcoming in our panel tonight. We have Democratic strategist Laura Fink and Republican strategist Matt Klink. Thank you both for joining us tonight. Laura, we'll start with you. What do you make of Trump's tariff threats? We see response from Mexico's president, and now we see Trudeau making that journey to Mar-a-Lago.
Well, obviously, these leaders need to deal with President-elect Trump. But the threat of tariffs really just hurts working people, because that's thousands of dollars coming out of their pocket, whether you're talking about paying more for gas, more for cars, appliances, especially these across-the-board tariffs. We're talking about our three largest trading partners. So that means everything that comes in, you're getting taxed. That's hundreds of dollars more for everything that you're buying. And then if Mexico or Canada or China decide to retaliate, that means everything that we're sending them is going to be taxed. So that hurts American producers of goods as well. This is a really dangerous thing that he's playing with. President Biden is handing him an economy with 2% inflation, give or take. It's a solid economy, and this could affect those inflation rates, which were the reason that voters said they voted him in the first place. He's playing with fire here, and it's going to be the American workers who pay for it.
Matt, do you think the American workers will be paying for this? I mean, could these tariffs on Canada, on Mexico, on China cripple trade? Or are these threats something we've seen before from Trump, meant to mainly be a bargaining chip to get what he wants with these countries?
Natasha, you nailed it on the head with your last comment. I mean, look, you get Justin Trudeau comes hat in hand with his police minister with him. Clearly, they are concerned. I mean, let's face it. Last year, they had 23,721 illegal border crossers illegally coming from Canada into the United States. The DEA lists that Canada, while not a major supplier of fentanyl, some does cross the border. And Claudia Sheinbaum, the current president of Mexico, has already reacted to Donald Trump's threat as well. This is how things get done. Everything is going to be okay, can't we all get along approach of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is part of the reason that they're no longer going to be in office in 51 days. Trump is going to shake things up, and the status quo has failed. America rejected it, and Donald Trump is going to implement significant change, or people are going to pay a price. Period.
Laura, your response.
People are certainly going to pay a price. And unlike Matt, I actually take Trump seriously when he says he's going to levy these tariffs, because these are not just a bargaining chip to him. These are his entire policy platform and his solution, not just to things around the border, but his solution to raising money so he can give a tax cut that he's promised to the wealthy folks and to the corporations. We know that is a top line item as well when he goes to Congress. So how is he going to pay for those budgetary cuts? That means he's either going to go after some programs, but he's also going to try to fill that gap for those checks he's cutting to his rich buddies. And that means those tariffs. And those tariffs are going to be paid for by working people. So I take him seriously. I believe he truly does believe in these tariffs. He wants to see, and he believes that they will work. Economists disagree with him. People that are going to be paying the price certainly will disagree with him. So I'm taking him seriously, and I'm watching. And also, I would say this. I really admire our first female president of Mexico, because she essentially educated him on the programs that were already proceeding. So I don't think she committed to anything new in her readout, but she did say that she educated him as to what Mexico has done to reduce border crossings by 75% year over year, and said she would continue with those programs that were currently in place.
Matt, let's talk about this cabinet to come. We are tracking more pressure mounting, specifically on Trump's pick for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. A new report now saying his mother called him a, quote, abuser of women in a 2018 email. This is one she says she now regrets sending. Is this too much? Is there too much at this point for Trump and Hegseth to overcome in order to get confirmation?
Oh, shocker. The New York Times releases something. Then I guess the Washington Post is going to come out with something. This is the typical liberal mainstream media slanderous campaign. It's all going to work out to be for naught. Pete Hegseth, he's going to face a difficult confirmation hearing. But look, I just remind your viewers, Natasha, the number of Democratic no votes for the Biden cabinet picks in 2020 or 2021 was 0. Donald Trump and the Republicans need to get on board and push his nominees through so that he can implement the change that America voted for. And going back to what Laura said real quick, the Tax Foundation just came out with the note, with a study that said that the top 1% of taxpayers in the United States pay 40% of all taxes, so that tax the rich and pay their fair share mumbo jumbo that the Democrats always say, by the way, that failed just about a month ago. It's not going to work, Laura. So keep trying, but the election is over and your side lost.
Laura, let's go back and talk about Hegseth quickly. Are there legitimate issues with him?
There are so many legitimate issues. I think the problem not only is that he's wildly unqualified. This will be the least qualified Secretary of Defense ever to be nominated. He replaces someone who is more than a 4-star general, and his predecessors know the inside of running this government organization that is responsible for our service members, who's responsible for one of our largest budgetary outlays. Now, also his relationship to women, the accusations, the credible accusations of sexual assault, the multiple problems that he has had are only underscored by his mother's letter defending one of his ex-wives. I think he is problematic, not just because he's wildly unqualified, but also because he has really shown a disdain for women, and it's part of his public policy agenda to prevent women from serving in combat roles and from really limiting. We know that there's a problem in the military. There is a significant problem with sexual assault of the service members in the military. That's something that people should be working on, not continuing to underscore with their own bad behavior.
Matt, I want to go over to you quickly. On this other breaking news today, after much speculation, Trump today saying that longtime ally Kash Patel is now his pick to lead the FBI. Your reaction, and I'm interested, just last hour, we had our NewsNation contributor and former FBI agent Tracy Walder on the show. She said she was concerned at Kash Patel's level of loyalty, his interest in avenging the president-elect. Your thoughts here?
Well, look, the FBI, first of all, Kash Patel Trump said he wants him to replace Christopher Wray, but Christopher Wray either has to resign or Donald Trump has to fire him. That hasn't happened yet. All that being said, the FBI, since the 2016 campaign, has been a political snake pit, and they need a massive reform, and someone like Kash Patel, who is an outsider, can implement that reform. He and the combination of he and Pam Bondi are exactly the medicine that the over-politicized Department of Justice and the FBI need, so that they become the premier law enforcement agency that they have frankly let slip woefully over the last 8 years.
Laura, it does seem that Trump is indicating he would replace the current director, Christopher Wray. Very quickly, your thoughts on Kash Patel.
I think it's worrisome that he is appointing dyed-in-the-wool loyalists with very little experience for the jobs that they are purported to do. And I think he has his enemies list, and I'm concerned that he's going to use the tools of the federal government to pursue his own agenda. And there are a lot of people are going to suffer as a result of it.
Kind of like Joe Biden did, huh?
The opportunity cost. Not to mention the opportunity cost of real prosecutions and the real job that these law enforcement officers have to do every day. The inexperience could lead to incompetence very easily.
Laura Fink, Matt Klink, appreciate you both. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.